World declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
It's not true. It doesn't matter what's true. It matters the story they tell when you're gone.
I keep on pushing down the Gypsy road.
Well, oh, well. I gotta tell you guys, what a fucking weekend. What a week. I mean, talk about a weekend for nerds. I mean, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it was a freaking nerd weekend. First of all, Top Gun.
How nerd was it?
Well, Top Gun lived up to the hype. Everything you heard about it, it lived up to it. To a point where I'm actually going to see it again Friday with Miguel and his wife because they never seen it. And my wife says we should go back to see it. Now, my wife doesn't really care for these kind of movies that much. He likes them, but not to a point where she's willing to go back. So that should tell you something. And then Stranger Things dropped. Holy shit. Every episode over an hour. Every episode over an hour. My God. I finished it. Awesome.
Binged it.
And then Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi's doing it too, man. They're living up to its own hype. I mean, it's just like one thing after another. Things are good. You know, and then I'm working with somebody to build, like, I'm building a Google ad. Okay, I'm building like a short kind of a trailer. You could be an intro, whatever, because I'm actually going to put it on Google ad. I'm going to try to let the world know that this channel's here. Going to give it a shot. Put in my own money, and thanks to the people who donate to the channel and all that, who's making it possible. I'm putting my own money where my mouth is. Let people know it exists, and go from there. And if any of you in the chat has not seen the video, I actually have it right here, just in case you guys want to see it. It's only 45 seconds. It's real fast.
I want to see it,
but I like it. I like it. And here it is. Yeah, baby. I love the sound in it. I love the music in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the shit.
I got headphones on.
You can hear it.
Epic.
I got headphones on. I'm like, oh, man, this is badass.
when you add the music, it brings like a different kind of suspense to it, It's fast. It doesn't stay on one thing. It just goes and all that. And then fucking Connor's been having a hell of a weekend himself, man. Bob, I don't know if you've seen this. Seen this. We got a lot to get to today, but Bob, if you haven't seen this, that crazy son of a bitch.
What do you do?
Hold on a second. That crazy son of a bitch went into a cave, and when you watch, I'm gonna play this. First couple things.
Yes.
When he finds the footprint as soon as he's gonna like start showing the footprint, his audio starts fucking up. Now,
Oh shit!
it actually fucks up twice in the video, and it's kind of weird that it wasn't fucking up when he was talking, and then when he's talking about towards the foot he finds,
Yeah,
it starts to fuck up. Like it's like, you know, you can say
Something-
that whatever, but it seems
Anomaly.
like a little magic kind of thing. But what some people,
well, I mean,
when I was
it's
showing them-
taking energy. It's building up
It's taking
energy,
energy,
to like
exactly.
exist. Yeah, yeah.
And when I was
Manifest
telling
itself.
people yesterday, look at Connor's shirt. Look at the fucking sweat on his shirt. I mean, he
See
must have went far into this cave.
I see it.
I'm serious. I mean, like, look at his shirt. Yes, look at the sweat. You don't get a sweat like that unless you're fucking working. Unless you're
Eric,
really
can
going inside the cave.
Can I stop you right there? The actual word is spelunking, so let's not insult Connor and all his friends. He's a spelunker. So continue with spelunking.
Sweaty as
Well,
hell.
here we go.
That's for sure.
Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Connor from Bigfoot Anonymous. We're deep underground after miles of hiking through briars and prickers, over railroads and under bridges. It's been a crazy day, but it's all been worth it because we just had a discovery. We just found this 5-foot print deep in the cave, and you can clearly see are some great twists and foot. It is incredible. My mind is blown. There is no possibility of any human beings making that march barefoot. So now we really have to keep our head on a swivel because we are not the only two-legged creature down here. Chances are they've been listening to us this whole time. I just want to thank them for not allowing us to intrude. My tongue is twisted right now because my mind is blown. It is taking this to a new
Interference again.
Send it. She's wild. It's still ready to
Saying something.
Now, I want to go back to this for a second, and I got some questions to ask. Now, this cave, first of all, this cave that you guys go in, is this cave like in the middle of like mountains nowhere where a lot of people just don't go in this cave? Or did you sneak in? I mean, are people allowed to go in there?
Yeah, is it
You said there's nobody
contaminated?
in there. And how did you guys get in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fenced off. It's illegal to go in there. We just go in, rogue and, on missions just like this. Definitely some people know about it, on the underground, of course, people just like me and homeless people. So that's why I am open to it possibly being like a homeless railroader, but I am leaning towards, a cave creature, kind of like the Descent, or maybe a female Sasquatch or a young Sasquatch, because the footprint does look like the ones from Into the 400 that they were getting all the way on the other side of the country. But the footprint looks very similar. The audio interference is very interesting. When I posted on TikTok, some people were saying it could be some kind of code, like Morse code, like them trying to reach out. But yes, it could just be just like Bob saying they're harvesting or harnessing or even just
Energy.
pulling on the energy. But the timing is kind of crazy. Right when we aim downward towards it, it starts interfering. And then kind of right when I end with my little spiel and, I'm all tongue twisted and I finally turn around, then we get more interference. And in that time just now, I was like looking behind, trying to see if there's anything behind me. Jack was using his equipment. We filmed for like 2 hours that day. Had no other times interference. We filmed underground before. Haven't had that happen. So very strange. Even he was, flabbergasted about it. But man, yeah, it's very strange. And, I've been back and I was very nervous, to go back alone. So I brought the walking legend with me.
And was there any other kind of footprints near there, or was that like the only one?
Yeah, that's the weird thing, though. That was the only one. There's water over there, and we were trying to see if one was going like into the water, out of the water. There is a possibility. I don't remember if it rained the night before it, but there is a possibility that it could have like been flooded up to that point and then it wiped out the rest of them. It's a possibility, but that was the only footprint, even upward, because it was going like on a little bit of an incline.
Wow.
And if it was human, right, there would be more next to it if it was human, because a human ain't going to be, first of all, like you said, if somebody's in there, it's got to be a worker or another person who snuck in. And then that person would have had to take off their shoes for whatever reason to walk in the mud. And then if they're going to walk in the mud, say they are, there's going to be other marks that a human will leave. A human's not going to be sneaky like an animal might, could be.
No one's going to do it in a cave. Why? There's no reason. Who goes in a fucking cave? If they're going to set up a fake footprint, they're going to do it out where the public's walking around. They're not going to go way deep in a cave, miles in, and make a footprint.
And then hold on. Then I was, where is it? Then I was sent. Hold on a second. I had it up here, but I accidentally took it out. And then another Bigfoot channel, Bigfoot Radio, sent me one of his. Is this?
Check it out.
It's called Real Sasquatch.
Wow. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. That's a
You gave me permission, guys.
I think Christie Sci-Fi took these pictures recently. Duke always has the best stuff, though. That's the thing. When you're open-minded people seek you out. And, Gypsy Road, Paranormal Highway, why you think people always send you stuff? Because they're open-minded. I love that. That is the true dark face. Like, that's sunburn for generations, know?
And then he puts the red dots. Then he puts the red dots there. He's like right there. That is wicked because he marks it where it's almost shaped as the eyes. And we talked, Connor, we talked about that. Some of us believe that Bigfoot can camouflage with the environment. That's proof of camouflaging with the environment. And I made this comparison. When you watch the movie Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator, he's invisible, but he can't be fully invisible. When he moves, you could tell there's an invisible body that moves. And I feel that the Bigfoots are almost the same thing as what a Predator can do. Even though they're camouflaged, but if they move a little bit, you're going to see somewhat of a shape.
Looks like a Jolly Green Giant. That's the Jolly Green Giant. That's what that is.
The one looks like an evil girl, and the other one looks like a wolf.
It's Jolly Green Giant and his dog.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yes. Jolly Green Giant and his dog.
Yeah, it looks like a caveman to me, like a raggedy caveman.
Yeah.
And then, his, little canine counterpart, Ratchet and Clank.
That's cool. That's a great picture.
With you finding the foot and stuff like this,
that's good.
Our people still can't believe that there could be a possibility something's out there. I'm not saying somebody has to be 100% a believer, but can't they just come out and say there could be a possibility?
And that's the thing. Like those woods look perfectly normal. That's how subtle these creatures are. And that's how close they can get to us. Just because, again, for generations, we've been moving in one direction, being blinded by the light, and they've been soaking it in, turning into predator, camouflaging, being able to reflect green, being able to reflect the light to just blind us, man. It's amazing.
That's 100% camouflage. That is awesome. That's like evidence. That's evidence of them camouflaging themselves. Like, that is huge. It caught them as they are camouflaged. That's kind of cool.
Ralph and Cassie, they have an awesome take on it. I think that's interesting. They said, nothing there. The mind makes up faces, pareidolia. And I have dozens of pictures of creatures that, you know, either it's a forest elemental or it's my mind, you know, playing tricks on me. But that's a perfect example because I see definitely one creature, and then once you see the two, you know, it's like, okay, definitely, you know. And
I can see it clear as day. Yeah.
Yep.
The reason
I also feel it with the Francis. Like, you know, it's not as clear as Patty, you know, but I think these creatures do have that extra element. So that's the conundrum, you know. And of course, us three, we're open to it. We're open to it all. So this doesn't, you know, blow a volcano. But some people, they couldn't even agree that, you know, they're can change colors with the nature. So wow, it's interesting. It's interesting.
It says a lot. Yeah.
And
number one, it's not doctored. Okay. Let's just get that. Number one, it's not doctored. There's no reason to doctor it. It's exactly conceptual.
Read what he said. Now he's the one that had this footage. Yeah. He goes, Ralph, it moved, buddy. Try watching or something other than a cell phone. So that's great. This is great conversation because listen, she makes a fantastic point, but you do got to recognize face recognition, and the mind does this. That's great. Then Ralph says, but when he was filming this, it actually moved. So that brings a whole different layer. It's like, okay, we didn't know that through the video that it actually moved. See, this is great conversation. This is what we're trying to get. And then he wrote, it ducked behind a tree, easy to see it. See, that's awesome because to be a skeptic, she's not. And first of all, Ralph's not a skeptic. She's a believer. She has the third eye. She brought something up that a lot of people might say it could be this. Then Ralph says it could be, but it moved, so it can't be that.
We could try to zoom in on it because, you know, I've seen it. I saw the footage already before tonight.
And Ralph wrote, I didn't know it moved. This is why we have this conversation. This is exactly why we do this. This is
try to play it back one more time and see if we could zoom in on it.
It's hard to zoom.
Right.
It's hard to zoom in because I took the video. It's
okay. Yeah. So for me, scientifically saying right now, I start with this. I don't give a fuck whatever you guys want to call it. Number one, it's not doctored. That's what it is. It's not doctored. So number two, now you have a perception of something that appears to be a face. You got to call it plausible because it's not doctored. You know what I mean? There's in a courtroom. Is there reasonable doubt? No, because it wasn't doctored. So either A, there's a person there, B, there's a nymph or something that's blended itself in perfectly. That is not fake. That's why I believe this.
Well, I did learn something today, Bob. That's something that was fake. Johnny Depp won his trial against Amber.
Yeah. Oh, God.
One for the men.
Hey, who does he work for? Walt Disney. Who does Walt Disney work for? The Central Intelligence Agency.
Well, actually, technically, they weren't bringing him back for pirates anymore. So technically, he doesn't work for them no more. But guys, I gotta play you this crazy ass theory, and then I'm gonna show you some things after this theory, and show you some things that's coming up this upcoming weekend with Bigfoot Anon. But I got this. This is crazy. I think Bob. I think you definitely are gonna love.
All right, what we got?
Police officer theory.
Oh, what we got?
Hold on, let me get it up because.
Sock it to us. Sock it to us, Eric.
Let me see here. Where is
Sock it to me.
I called it Wednesday. Okay. This is Sergeant Snell, police officer theory on the parallel universe theory.
Oh,
this is his theory, and I think there's some truth to this theory. I want everybody to have an open mind on this theory.
Open yourselves.
Oh, universe theory. I should market this, right? And I'm thinking there's other police officers out there that totally get it. A lot of times when you're dealing with homeless, they're out there on the street and they're sleeping there, or they're drunk out there, or they're doing whatever. People don't even notice them. They walk around them. They walk through them. Nobody really communicates with each other. So you have the homeless universe, and then you have the other universe, which is everybody else, people that are working, going to work every day, and whatever, and they kind of coexist next to each other, right? And so I've seen people put cones out so that the people walking down the street going to work wouldn't step on the homeless. So they actually physically put cones out. But every once in a while, somebody will stop. It's usually a citizen will stop because they can see the other universe all of a sudden, and they're so offended, or they're so, what's happening here? Or they try to offer help to the person, or but they kind of like get cross that line and go into that other universe, and inevitably it goes bad, and police get called. So we, as police officers, uniforms, can do this. We can live in either universe. We can travel back and forth between the universes and help it out and get it all settled. So it's usually like, okay, you need to go back to your universe for a little while, and you need to go back to yours, and then get it calmed down, and then everything will work again. But that's my parallel universe.
Wow. So he's by universe.
He's by universe.
He's by
Did you
universe,
know
yeah.
That
He's by
homeless
universe.
is actually from another universe.
Yes.
Did you guys know that?
He's by universe. Now we got to add that to the acronyms now. The LGBT by universe. It's a whole section now. We got it here.
If we do that, then we got to call it the multiverse.
Multiverse. That's a little bit weird. They're just homeless people, and people choose not to see them. They just don't want to see them. That's all.
It's not really. I think it's a choice because like I said, my wife works
Yeah.
downtown where she walks through them every day. You just get used to it.
Yeah, they
It's
just
like,
get numb to
it
it.
doesn't you anymore. Okay, there's a guy sitting on the bench taking a dump through the bench. After a while, it's normal. It's like,
I talked to a homeless guy today for like 6 minutes. I was buying a pack of cigarettes. I mean, all he talked about is how he wants to grow a beard like mine. That's it. He's like on his bicycle. He's homeless. He's got his shit on the back of his bike. He's got cans he's been collecting. He's trying to make some money. And he stops me and he's mumbling something. And I'm not afraid of homeless people because there's these people. So I go, "What's up, man?" And he's showing his chin. And he's always wanting to grow a beard like mine. I said, oh, that's cool. And I was telling him how to grow a beard for like 6 minutes. Yeah, remember, don't shave anything, man. Just let it grow, no matter how bad it. And I'm telling this to a homeless guy. I should be probably telling him to shave and go back and get nice clothes on, but I'm telling him how to grow a beard. A homeless guy. So yeah, it's that cop.
Then here's something that's coming up this weekend.
Oh,
Gonna be
What
crazy.
is it?
The Southwest Florida Skunk Ape Conference is going to be a town hall meeting, basically, with a bunch of vendors, with the biggest people and the best in the biz, honestly. At least in the Florida area, I'm super excited for it. Stacey Brown's going to be there. Of course, he was on Finding Bigfoot in the $10,000 Bigfoot bounty on Spike TV. And then RPG is going to be emceeing it, hosting it. He was on Expedition Bigfoot and then Finding Bigfoot. Dave Shealy, he is the owner of Skunk Ape Headquarters. Super excited to finally meet him. Yeah, Connor Flynn's going to be meeting.
wow.
Be freaking burning that place up. I can't wait. Mark Muncy, he wrote Erie Travels or Erie I wrote Erie Swamps. Erie, Florida, he wrote. And he came up to Mariana and we collabed on a couple projects. Super excited about that. But man, I'm just super excited to be arm in arm with a bunch of my friends. Dina Parker, she's in the chat right now. She's going to be there. Tim T, Marie DeMont, the whole Mid-Florida research team. Thomas Sinclair, he was a police officer back in Boston during the huge robbery days. So me and him were talking about like the true events that were behind the town. But man, I'm just super excited. Heading out Friday morning. Got a couple stops. I think I'm going to stop Friday at Silver Springs, where they filmed Tarzan, where they brought in those monkeys, Creature from the Black Lagoon. They have a glass bottom boat tour that I'm going to take. I've been dying to take. And then because I was originally planning to do that Sunday, but Sunday I think I'm linking up with the girls from Ocala, like Pam Esper, Kathy Westerman, a bunch of other awesome legends, really, from the Central Florida, who are all some awesome gals, and they actually got a crazy skunk ape photo that went viral and got pretty famous. And I'm gonna hopefully get taken exactly to that location and hopefully do a recreation scene. If that thing's bigger than me, then we know it's a decent being. But Ocala is magical, because there was the one story of the female Sasquatch. It was like an orange orangutan woman. It saved a young camper, a female girl that had a compound fracture in her leg, and she was probably going to bleed out, probably going to die out there. And it carried her back to camp and just dropped her off. And all the counselors couldn't explain it because she was there, wasn't there one second and was there the next. And she thinks that now later, as the girl's older, she thinks the girl was pregnant because she could smell like lactating on her breast. It was kind of crazy. I'm not sure who reported that, but it's one of my favorite Florida stories, and I try to share that one all the time. But then Jeepers Creepers was filmed in Ocala, and it's a big goal of mine to film the rhesus monkeys, because it's the famous story, the wild monkeys, and some people still deny it, that there's monkeys in Florida, and I think it's a cool connection. I have the wolf sanctuary on my bucket list and a monkey. And if you connect that, somehow we got the wild man who, I don't think he's ultra human, but somehow we're still getting there through the animal kingdom. But Saturday is going to be so
nice,
dope.
Man.
I've been waiting for it all year. It's being hosted by Phyllis Caesar, who she was on Haunted Hospitals. She is a psychic medium that has done a lot of third eye work with a lot of us Florida researchers, that she'll take us at 2 a.m. around a fire and go head to head and speak a different language, and it puts you into a trance. It's some intense, wild stuff. But I'm just so excited. We're going to see Matt and Nana Boss and just all the Florida family. And I'm going to be live on TikTok, might even go live on YouTube, and just let someone take my phone, and just run around with it. But man, I'm just really pumped. I hope everybody buys all my books. I have some eDNA, environmental DNA samples of Ocheesee Pond, where the wild man was captured. So I, went and got some water and some plants in a little vial, like a capsule. And I'm going to give that to a couple of researchers, and I'm going to sell that to a couple people. And Duke mentioned Our Monkeys, and Tim Fasano filmed them. And rest in peace to Tim Fasano. He was a pioneer down here in Florida for the skunk ape research. He used to literally run into trees with his shoulder to do the Bigfoot knock.
Wow.
He was definitely a trailblazer. And Matt, and Nana Boss, we hiked one of his favorite trails, and I mentioned it in the video, and that's when we had that knocking interaction that is going to be in the documentary. So it's just all comes, full circle and everything. But I'm just so excited. I got one work shift in between, and then Friday morning, pop, we out of here.
Damn.
And then there's so many things. And then he's got a video here that's called 9 foot tall Florida Catman. Let's play this and find out what the hell.
Check it out.
9 foot tall Florida Catman.
2007, right here on Highway 22 in Weewa, Florida, a woman and her mother witnessed a Catman that was 9 foot to 11 feet tall when it finally stood on 2 legs. They saw it approach from the right side of the road through the tall reed grass, and all they could see is its rear end. And then within moments, it jumped up front of them right here in the center of the road. Then it stood up on 2 legs and just pondered. It disappeared a couple minutes later. The elderly woman said she thought it was going to eat her alive, and the driver was just wondering what it was. I'm going to go check it out.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And what's so cool about that is was it Tuesday? I played where is it? I played a video about a big large cat in Australia.
Wow.
Where
cat
is
in
it?
Australia.
Yeah, where is
is it marsupial? Is it a
Hold on.
marsupial
It's,
cat?
New York interference.
Does it carry its babies in its belly outside like a kangaroo?
Wonder if any cats can use their tail, excuse me, to like swing themselves. You know, kind of like a monkey catches
Hell
himself.
yeah.
That'd be very interesting.
If it's strong enough, hell yeah.
Gators use it to their advantage, so you got to think.
A lot of them do, especially marsupials. That's why I'm asking seriously if that cat is from there and popped up. Is it a marsupial cat? That'd be crazy. That'd be cool genetics to check out.
It's like I'm having my own Mandela effect because I could have sworn. Oh, here, no, that's not it. That's not. It's like I'm having my own thing because
yeah, my music playlist is completely scrambled. I'm still adding shit back to my playlist because everything disappeared. A lot of weird stuff though. A lot of trucker music. I'm like, what? I don't have trucker music, man. My Kier is gone.
Right
everything.
Right here. I found it.
Could be a big feral cat. She was convinced the animal had been attacked by a cat. But it would have to be a Catzilla type feral. The story of black panthers secretly roaming the Australian bushland is a complex legend that borders on conspiracy theory. But dozens of Aussies swear they've seen panthers, pumas or lynxes on empty highways, sand dunes, in paddocks or roaming in the bush. Even well-known Aussie presenter Grant Denyer told us he saw a sheep-sized big cat on his property in Bathurst.
I know what I saw. I've heard the urban myths for decades, but I saw it with my own two eyes.
Denyer was so convinced he installed infrared motion detecting night cameras on his property and is waiting for them to catch evidence of the beasts. In 2019, a woman shared a photo with news.com.au showing a horrifically maimed kangaroo carcass which had its head ripped from its body. She was convinced the animal had been attacked by a cat. Another woman, Kerry Harvey, shared a video with news.com.au of a tree in a remote part of her property in the central West Riverine floodplain of New South Wales. The tree had mysterious, deep scratches right up and down the trunk. Another source who wanted to remain anonymous told news.com.au how they made an unusual sighting after setting up camera traps while camping in the East Gippsland area of Victoria.
That cat.
One of the most compelling sightings in recent history is a large black panther spotted walking in a grassy area in Wahroonga on Sydney's North Shore. The panther was filmed by student Alec McDonald and is a rare example of crystal clear footage of a suspected panther caught in broad daylight. An animal tracker and survival teacher, Jake Cassar, told news.com.au he met with Mr. McDonald and found him very trustworthy. Mr. Cassar also...
So Bob, you were in Australia.
Yeah.
Did you ever heard them talk about cats in Australia where you're at when you went there?
Well, yeah. But that's debunked. Well, it's not debunked. It's real. That's the thing. People don't know why it's real. What we kind of found out was that when I was in Korea and certain other countries, this is on the same subject, Korean medicine, they prefer black cats as medicine, as like really powerful medicine. So they would have animals tied up that were black. I'm like, that's sad. Now, that's not here or there. Same traditions and customs follow them to all the new countries. So when they were in Australia, the Koreans or whatever Asia, whatever their medicine house was, they would always more than often include black cats, all these foreign animals for spices in their store. And so, one or two get away. Mostly kids find out about it. They go in and they steal that. They don't know it's a freaking leopard, but they get the cat out and they let it free or whatever. All the black animals go free because even in England, that's the same story about the large black cat. And everyone's like, why is it a black cat? Okay, forget about everything else. Why is it a black cat? Well, it's a nymph from, no. It's because inevitably you have a small group of settlers that were in fact of that descent, and they had that medicine, and which includes all those little animals from all over the world, exotic animals for medicine. And they always, especially places where people like kitties, like England, they would rescue the cats and get them out and set them free, but they don't know they're actual big cats. So yeah, in Australia, we kind of figured out it was the same way. So they had the same black cats and same large, dark, weird animals. And I'm like, well, those animals were actually medicine when they were babies at one time, and they got
there
free.
was a guy named Connor Flynn in a movie called The Void Cat.
The Void Cat, yes. He himself participated in this.
Catzilla, it all connects. But yeah, today when I was going after the Catman, it was very interesting because a couple of weeks ago, Vincent Richardson, good friend of mine, paranormal investigator, he posted about the Catman of Bay County, and Bay County is where Panama City is, just one county over from here. And I was like, man, I'm interested. So it was like a short blog post, a short snippet of the full episode, and it was from My Paranormal Experience, episode 18, Vic Cundiff's new show. And the witness, the female who was driving her mom, she talks about it for like 39 minutes. And I listened to it again today while I was out there, trying to just find more details and get more information. But it was on Highway 22 between Weewa and Panama City. So I went exactly to that location, right in the piniest, swampiest location. And I, hope to recreate it. But I didn't see any Catman today, but it was very interesting. She saw like a Panther, Jaguar, butt, like rear end going through, and could see the tail a little bit, huge tail. And then a couple seconds later, it made it like 150 yards and was in the middle of the road. And then it was looking at them. And they were in a huge Colorado avalanche, Chevy Avalanche, and it was bigger than them. And then it stood up on two legs and then just walked off for the next 2 minutes. And the grandmother was freaking out, having a panic attack. And then the driver was so interested. She was like, I listened to it, today. I was like, oh my gosh, she was like mesmerized by this thing. It clearly had like a spell on her. She was like, oh, it was so beautiful. It had hands, but it had claws, and the way it shined, it had muscle, and it changed color in the sun. It's very interesting. And then I've correlated it to, the Catzilla, of course, the Void Cat, the Calusa cat, which is very cool. It's like a Panther god that I, went to the museum like 6 months ago when I was visiting my dad, and the Calusa people, the first people of Florida, they worshipped a half man, half cat, deity elemental. And again, it all correlates. And then Donnie Miller, Standing Goats Rescue, he had run-ins with cat people that were 3 to 4 feet tall in between Mexico Beach, where I was at, and Panama City. So super crazy. And they were at an abandoned shrimp factory. They could keep up with cars. So just connecting everything, and then maybe some, possible dogman sightings and wildman sightings. It was a good time, and the video I did on TikTok got more than 20,000 views already. So it's doing cool for me. But I had a great time, and then I went to the beach. I had to get nice and tan for my public appearance Saturday. It's a professionalism now.
You know how cool how this all connects? Because tomorrow on my news show, I already got it out. My last segment for tomorrow's show, number 8, Mandela Effect News, large cat eyes.
Wow.
I got a Mandela Effect.
I want to. After the show's over, I'm gonna go watch Thundercats now. What was your favorite Thundercat? Was it goes Thundercats? Go.
The only name we know is Lino.
And there was that little one. Was it?
Lionel's the only one I know the name of.
Yeah.
And we've sold his figurines at my store before.
Shit.
It was missing an arm, and it still went for high dollar.
And Thundercats got the green light. I don't know what company is going to be making it, but it's going to be
more
made
Thundercats?
Yeah, it got green lit. I can't remember what company it was, but Thundercats got green lit to be made.
Yeah. I love Thundercat. I'm sorry, you were talking about the big cat walking. In my mind, it goes straight to Thundercats. I'm like thinking about Thundercats.
It's definitely all connected. Even like Anubis, and I know there's cat goddesses in Egypt. It all connects, and it's just really cool. And Eric, I actually sent you another video on my Instagram. I stopped at one of the most haunted Florida courthouses.
I have it ready.
That was really cool. I hope to go back and go inside during nighttime on some exclusive access. But this video is new. I haven't posted it anywhere, so this is a world premiere.
Let's check it out.
All right.
See if I can make it. Can I make it bigger? Did it get bigger?
There you go. That's the best I can do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, let me press play.
What's up, guys? We are at the Gulf County Old Courthouse, one of the most haunted places here in Weewa. I've heard many stories of strange things going on in this building. A lot of people blame a 1987 shootout where 3 people died. They say up top there's a mysterious catwalk that you can hear footsteps, disembodied voices, plus the elevator will start acting erratically. And there's also feelings of dark stares and weird shadows trying to manipulate your mind. Keep your eyes on all the windows while we circle around. Better watch out. You don't know what's watching you.
Then you also have this one, Dead Lakes Park RV Campground.
Oh,
yes,
that's
sir.
cool.
Yes, sir.
Today's
Here we go.
adventure brings us to Dead Lakes, Florida, known for giant alligators and even some swamp things. We better keep our eyes out. Today's adventure brings us to Dead Lakes.
Swamp things, giant alligators.
All the
Like
cars
the
were
movie.
driving by, kind of pissing me off. That's the beauty of the art. You don't see the pain right there. Me, almost flicking off all these cars is like they drive by, and that's fine to look, but then they go slow, and then they slow down the process again. I'm like, come on. But I know they can't read minds and anything, so I just laugh at myself for getting agitated, and but that it's a lot of fun, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of dealing with the damn society trying to hold back the truth in every single way.
And then let me see here.
But yeah, Dead Lakes is crazy. There's huge alligators, giant ones, almost as big as Two-Toed Tom. And I know the Two-Toed Tom video has been cracking me up. Matt and I just filmed that halfway in between Flat Rock Boogers and back to here. And I'm like, dude, can we film a video for Two-Toed Tom? And we pull off, and it's got like 200,000 last time.
Nice.
Tell us about this adventure right here, Devil's Hole Grown. About this adventure you went on.
Devil's Hole gnomes, and there's actually a bunch of gnomes all around there that people bring, I guess, just to make the walk more magical. I know someone commented that, and I haven't got back to them, but that is my answer. I'll definitely type it out though. But yes, that is the Devil's Hole, and it's by Ecofana Creek, which is a really huge hotspot. Donnie Miller has actually been pelted by sticks and acorns right near here, and then one of his friends actually had a windshield, the back windshield, be smashed in on an overnight stay by an apparent Sasquatch, something big enough that could toss a log in through the back, and I don't think any druggy hippies would do anything like that. But this night was, pretty crazy because I went out later than I planned, and there's only one way in, one way out, and there's a bunch of people. Like, I live in a trailer. I was homeless. I ate out of dumpsters, so I'm no different than these people. But there's a lot of straggly, raggedy people around there, and the first time I went out there, I was asking for questions and stuff. But I'm sure a couple of them know me. A couple of them are curious, and they definitely can see your car going in, and they know when you're out. And I just didn't want anybody messing with my car and robbing me or trying to, I don't know, traffic me for drugs or something. Really crazy. But, the devil's in the details. There's an area called the Devil's Hole. The Devil's Elbow is nearby there. The Devil's Courtyard. So it's really, really weird. And there's a bunch of skunk ape sightings and reports out of there. But yeah, I was out there after dark, and it definitely got scary toward the end. But there's one trail that I took off of the main trail, and I leave tobacco at the end. But definitely got some vibes that I was being watched. I
always do that.
I feel like I'm being protected. But once the sun goes down, I think the protection, wears a little thin. Whatever's out there is out there. But I remember the gnomes really F with you when the sun goes down. Those little things that I was happy to show, early in the hike, I was thinking they were running after me at the end, ready to cut my dang Achilles. And I don't even like saying that word out loud because, hostile and woo. But man, I wear snake boots for freaking gnomes.
No, you're correct. When I was Eric, when I was in England, there's a lot of little paths. They were leaving gnomes everywhere, like the little gnomes, and they've got holes in these trees. This is in England, and they were leaving the gnomes in there, and nobody's stealing them. But everybody respects it. I go, this is crazy. In America, they've been stolen, but there's gnomes everywhere. And so when it gets dark at night, and you just have this, the moonlight coming through the forest tops, little bits of light, those gnomes look like they're fucking alive.
Oh, yeah. And I think that we've all seen Toy Soldiers, Chucky, they hide it in the shows. I think, the little people, spirits, I think either they're a race of their own or maybe some kind of energy force can just take over dolls. And that's the point of dolls even existing in the first place. Why would anybody create a doll if they didn't want it to, come to life?
Yeah, they look like they're alive.
Brown Dwarf said he just posted a video from Devil's Elbow. So I got his up. Which one is it? Is it the very last video, Brown Dwarf, from 2 days ago?
That's trippy though, because I was at the Devil's Elbow today, towards Mexico Beach, a whole nother area, and it was pretty inaccessible. All I could do is get to this dead end road across the river from Devil's Elbow, but it was rad. Yeah, Brown Dwarf's been really active on TikTok. He's definitely got to get 1,000 so he could go live. I'd say, bro, just follow as many paranormal people as you can get. Hopefully, for them to follow you back. Eric's past 5,000 right now. Once you start going live and once you get one post to go viral, then boom. Definitely
his TikTok. Here's his TikTok as audio evidence of Devil's Elbow. Here it is.
Nice.
Well, let's check it out.
First one.
Do I have audio up?
Yeah, it's up.
Yeah, I give his first heart.
It's too small for me.
Sounds like some audio. Some vocals howling.
Well, I'll tell you what, people, I'm going to put the link to this in the chat. Here, let me exit out. Let me get to the homepage. I'm going to put this in the chat so you guys, after the show, can pull it up and turn it all the way up and, really dive into it. So that's awesome. So thank you, Drone Dwarf. And then World Bigfoot Radio let me share another video with me on UFO finding.
Nice.
South Carolina UFO video, a closer look, and he allowed me to show this. So
we went out there and we watched for about 20 minutes. He had already got the film done by then, and it was a saucer shape with multicolored lights all around it. But then there was a second one, and that one, to me, in my opinion, it looked almost like a sphere shape because it was all solid red dots, and it wasn't too far behind that one. And so he took the video, which turned out pretty good, and then he took stills of it, and they're just fantastic. And so he sent it into MUFON.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pause that for a second because I think that's neat right there. Because I think that's neat because we've seen lights in the skies, everybody said that could be a drone. Okay, but can you have 3 drones that does the light perfectly like that? Off, off, off. On. It's really neat. It's like Close Encounter of the Third Kind, kind of the music of the lights there. It's really
it's
cool.
incredible footage. You gotta see what unidentified S4 would say.
Wow.
Then it goes behind the trees.
Very neat.
That
Now, Bob, you worked at Museum of Flight. You built up some planes and stuff.
Yeah.
With the planes at night, can any planes do lights like that up in the sky?
Well, number one, they're not supposed to fly over residents. They're supposed to follow highways and freeway tracks just in case they have to come down. So they're not flying over a house. And number two, they don't go that slow. That would have to be like a Harrier jet or something, and you would hear that. It's like, I ain't a Harrier. No, they could be a helicopter, but you would hear the helicopter on the recorder and everything. So
have you ever seen a helicopter do the lights like that? Like 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I have seen helicopters do crazy lights. Yes, I have. Yeah, which is why I debunk a lot of UFO stuff. That's a helicopter. Because if they're looking for somebody and they're doing weird spotlight shit, helicopters break rules when it comes to what they do. They're separate from the rest they break rules with lights and stuff. But so that could be a helicopter. However, they would say it's a helicopter and they would be able to hear you could hear a helicopter. So that is an unidentified object behind a tree floating. Yeah. Helicopters are loud.
Yeah, no, you know when they're above you.
Oh, believe me. Every day.
Yeah.
Those aliens have pretty dope taste in music and good speakers.
They do like that. That's nice.
No, incredible footage, honestly.
That was good.
Duke's got to get me on the show soon.
That was good.
After the conference, hopefully I have a pile more of encounter reports and a couple more encounters myself. Last time after the Skunk Ape conference, when we watched the Skunk Ape experiments, Stacey Brown and RPG Outcast Paranormal, they opened a portal to Pan in the movie, and I don't think that portal's closed for a few of us. So that next day we had that knocking encounter in the Green Swamp, and then things have been wild ever since. But I'm just super excited to see all those wild folk here soon.
God, yeah. Hell yeah. I'm jealous.
I wish you guys could come, but you guys are out in Peckham.
Shit.
she did a lot of things that I wish, like you know, we had to cancel. We can't. We have to postpone our Florida Disney World till next year to spring break. We just can't come up with the money to do it. Just too many things that has happened. Listen. I didn't had passes to go to Star Wars on Thursday. I couldn't go.
Oh man,
it sucks.
So the one you had tickets to, that was where like Hayden Christensen, all of them were.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you couldn't go. It's crazy that tickets were only $35 or something, or were they cheap because you got them so early? How much were they? You know,
if you bought it now, it was $70. But when I bought it back 3 years ago,
3 years ago,
did you try reselling them and no one bought them?
I put it on eBay and everything. Nothing because I bought it for Thursday because I knew that was going to be the less traffic day. And that was the only day it didn't sell out. Every other day sold out. So who's going to buy a ticket from me if it's not sold out for that Thursday? And the reason I bought it for Thursday because I didn't want to be with all the crowds. But, you know, it is what it is. Now, I do want to go next year's because next year's in London.
We got to go. I'm going.
Next year's actually in London.
We'll go and we'll hang out. My palace is right up the road, dude.
Now,
we'll go to the palace.
You guys know how everybody, you know, people make fun of, they make fun of our beliefs and we believe in, you know, and they put people like Boy Scouts and ministers and stuff like these are the real people. Let me show you this crazy kind of I think it's kind of funny. It's called News Anchor Laughs at. Oh, not that one. Where is it? Where is it? Who's the man who slapped reporter live on air?
Huh.
A young reporter is going live, covering a popular race in Savannah, Georgia. All is going well. Then the runners start goofing around for the camera.
Whoa! Not expecting that.
Nothing too annoying, just having some fun. Then this happens.
Exciting.
He really did it. The runner slapped the reporter's behind. You can see the
Let's
shocked
find out who
look
this
on her
person
face.
is. Hold on.
It's very exciting. People.
23-year-old reporter Alex Bozargian maintained her composure, but she really let him have it on social media. To the man who smacked my butt on live TV, you violated, objectified, and embarrassed me. No woman should ever have to put up with this at work or anywhere. Do better.
They find out who the guy is.
Who was that obnoxious knucklehead? Citizen sleuths went on the hunt, combing through photos of the 2,500 registered racers and found this. The creep was identified as 43-year-old Tommy Calloway. So how'd they ID him? Notice the sunglasses and shirt. It's a match with the guy who slapped the reporters behind. The number on his race bib gave his name away. And get this, he's a teen youth minister at his church. His LinkedIn profile says he's also a Boy Scout leader. So he...
Wow.
So people laugh at our beliefs, but you got a youth leader, you got a Boy Scout slapping people on the ass, and like you know they.
He did it for comedy. It wasn't a sexual attack. It was comedy. See, there's the difference between if he walked up to her in a private setting, she's with family and friends, and slapped her like that. Absolutely, she's 100%, man. I'd take him to court. This was comedy. Because she's a reporter outside, everyone's laughing and smiling.
Exciting.
He has a sense of humor. That's what that. And she, oh my God, you know, come on, man.
But it's just funny.
You gotta look at the intent.
It was just fun to go youth leader and Boy Scout leader and stuff, and it's just like
a regular guy, yeah. That just proves it. That's the opposite. If this is their evidence to show how men are slime balls and women are whatever, this is showing that they're not. That this was clearly comedy, taken out of context, like everything is in this fucking reality, put it into a bad corner. Out of context, bad corner. Out of context, bad corner. Nah, man, that was funny.
And then, hold on.
I would have done the same thing.
I would have gave her an elbow. I'm trying to win the race. You know, she's in the effing way. I'll give her an effing elbow. You know, right to the back, not near her butt, right in the back of her head. Get out of the way, reporter. I don't see male or female. I see a reporter in the way. Boom! You're in the way. You're in
the way. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Technically, even better for him. He was trying to get her away, and if you slap the back of your arm, you'll get a bruise. The gluteus maximus has a nice padded area and a good place to push someone out of the way. Go, and it's safe.
Well, are you guys ready to see the world's worst police sketch on a news that was trying to show a sketch to the world, and they're considering this picture that you're going to see here as the worst police sketch.
All right, cool.
Just in, police officers in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, were asking people to be on the lookout for a man who robbed a store. And I think we do have his description. Can we take that? Let's take his description.
That ain't real.
This is the guy they wanted people in Pennsylvania to be out on the lookout for. He's got a nose and some hair that goes like that.
God.
He was wearing a hat at the time of this particular
They're going to show the real guy.
crime. He's got kind of a chin that comes down to almost a point. Stands about 5 feet 4 inches tall. There it is. Get a good look for yourself. Oh, and now I'm getting word that police actually caught this guy. Thanks to the sketch, no doubt. So here's a picture of the real guy next to the sketch that led to his arrest.
Where's the pointy chin?
It's uncanny, Lisa.
Oh, man.
The guy on the left is now charged with 2 counts of theft. Is being held in the Lancaster jail.
Oh,
and I say give that sketch artist a raise.
Looks like him.
This would be so funny, except it's a real sketch.
That was actually the sketch that police sent out to the good folks in Lancaster. And, hey, to their credit,
they got him.
They came through.
Okay.
Minus the hat.
That didn't seem real at first.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to ask guys. You think that's a real story? You think that's real? That's the sketch, and they actually caught the guy based on that
I don't
sketch?
think so. I think this place runs a lot of fake stuff. And sometimes they put it out as humor for people that know it's not real, to have a laugh and say, this is like over the top. Come on, this is laughable. If you're laughing and you're lazy boy, that's what they wanted to happen. You know, I mean, that's psychology. They wanted you to laugh. So
At first, I thought it was a skit. The farther it went, I thought it was real. I don't know. I have to look for myself, but that's how my feelings are.
Yeah, I think this sketch artist actually did that because he had the forthcoming information on everything of the face. He didn't have any information. Someone probably just gave him the dimensions. He just drew a circle. He had nothing to go on. So he just made 2 dots. And then, so how would you say the gap between the eyes are? Because obviously the gap between the eyes. So the person telling the person had a large gap between the eyes. So he puts 2 dots and 2 lines to give you a measurement for where the eyes would be on this face. It's completely cartoony. And where the mouth would be from the nose down, completely cartoony. But it worked. It worked.
People in the chat, they're having fun with it. You know, television isn't real. There was a lot of comments earlier. Let me see here. All right, made it. The thing is, if that's real, well, say the whole thing is real, and this guy drew, listen to somebody what he looks like.
It could be
How do you
real.
put that out? I mean, is this like a new kid out of an elementary school that they just hired? I mean,
no, I call it stupid, so it's got to be fake. But I might retract that because it is so off the cuff silly because the way the guy had, and now I can see why he put the gap and the lines. He's putting measurements within this cartoon face because that's all he can get from the person describing. I would call this plausible, man.
All news is BS. I'm definitely on that train, you know. But yeah, I don't know. And what Eric said, you know, what would be the point of them faking this?
Right?
I think anything like fake that gets them to laugh, you know, definitely sweetens people up a little bit. So I think they do give like little smile stories like that once in a while. You know, they talk about these celebrity animals and stuff, and they try to sweeten us up and try to make us think that they're not stabbing us in the back. But we see it.
I do
Like if
have
you
a
turn your
video.
head, you know, it's probably there's probably 13 different stroke marks in that.
I do have a video that's more on the it's on the serious side.
Oh,
but it talks in that computer tone. It's about the manipulation, how the Nazis used extraterrestrial trying to win the war. Now, it is talked in a computer. If you guys don't mind that kind of style,
that's fine.
I do got a story about the Nazis using ETs trying to win the war.
I can handle some computer, man. Connor, you're down with some computer, right? We're good.
It's called Extraterrestrial Influenced Adolf Hitler.
Oh.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
When Adolf Hitler spread his message of hatred, genocide, and oppression, as having been inspired by a blonde race of superhuman warriors referred to as Aryans, it is assumed through historical accounts that this was simply the contrived mythology of a madman. These same accounts omit representation that Adolf Hitler was a member of demonic UFO cult-worshipping cabals, and was an apparent UFO contactee, by the same extraterrestrial group which Hitler sought to glorify.
Hitler?
The Nazis themselves claimed that an extraterrestrial society was the source of their ideology and the power behind their organization. Nazi mysticism, indeed, was reportedly a direct product of cult worship to manipulative extraterrestrials. The Nazis referred to their hidden extraterrestrial masters as underground supermen. Hitler believed in the supermen and claimed that he had once met one of them, as did other members of the Thule leadership. Some reports also allege that Adolf Hitler escaped capture by the US and its allies with the assistance of manipulative extraterrestrials. Indeed, historical records affirm that Hitler was never found by the Allies. His suicide was originally concocted to quell mass concern that such an individual could have escaped to pursue another world war. Indeed, reports suggests that Nazis were preparing for World War III, before the dust hardly settled with their temporary setback of World War II defeat. The Nazis said that their supermen resided beneath the Earth's surface and were the creators of the Aryan race. Aryans, therefore, in Adolf Hitler's reasoning, constituted the world's only pure race, and all other people were viewed as inferior genetic mutations. The Nazis, under the reported guidance of manipulative extraterrestrials, planned to repurify humanity by committing genocide against anyone who was not an Aryan. Top Nazi leaders believed that the underground supermen would return to the surface of the earth to rule it as soon as the Nazis began their racial purification program and established the Thousand-Year Reich. These Nazi beliefs are very similar to other religions, apparently also guided by manipulative extraterrestrials that teach people to prepare for the future return of supernatural beings who will reign over a utopian Earth. As in other such religions, the coming of the Nazi supermen would coincide with a great final divine judgment. Nazi mysticism indeed earned the support of Christian leaders, who shared what Gnostic referred to as influence by demonic consciousness linked to a false god. Of the divine judgment, Hitler had declared in court during his early Nazi days. The Nazi army we have formed is growing from day to day. I nourish the proud hope that one day the hour will come when these rough companies will grow into battalions, the battalions to regiments, the regiments to divisions, that the old cockade ribbon or rosette worn on a hat as a badge will be taken from the mud, that the old flags will wave again, that there will be a reconciliation at the last great divine judgment which we are prepared to face. Critical historical accounts have linked Adolf Hitler, and other high-ranking Nazis as having communicated with self-anointed Nordic gods who were a part constituency of manipulative extraterrestrials which to Gnostics disciples of Jesus were identified as demons. This is where the National Socialist image of the ideal man/woman and the program of eugenics apparently originated. Adolf Hitler was apparently ordered to infiltrate the National Socialist German Workers' Party, in order to counter anti-military sentiments of the defeated working class, into a populist movement which in turn would worship the demonic consciousnesses of manipulative extraterrestrials. Though he lost the war, eventually, manipulative extraterrestrials apparently communicated with Nazis that those chosen by Satan will follow with success in establishing a Fourth Reich. 4 is one of the number of Satan/Inky. Hitler saw the ideal human in Satan and his demons, who are of the extraterrestrial race, who looked like human beings with very tall statures, light blonde hair and blue eyes. Nazi technology is also alleged to have been disseminated under guidance by manipulative extraterrestrials. The Nazis had everything before any other country. They had radar in 1933, they had infrared sensors, heavy water, etc., etc. We have been told lie after lie in terms of who invented these things. If anyone in the world had access to alien technology, it was the Aryans, Nazis.
So,
yeah,
that's
totally.
kind of an intense one. But are we to believe that certain government agencies throughout history worked with ET?
Yeah, apparently. Well, not America, apparently, but Nazis sure did. All our stuff was stolen Nazi technology. Yeah. I mean, I worked at Fort Lewis Historical Museum. A lot of American technology is still solid too, though. A lot of we're nuts and bolts and stuff like that.
Well, here's kind of a true comment I see right here. Somebody wrote, if the Nazis had so much, why did they never build a nuke? So if they had some alien technology, how come they couldn't build one?
Well, they were doing alchemy. They were splicing stuff. They were doing it. In fact, where do you guys think CERN came from? It's right there. It's in that area. No, they were the ones splicing. That's why we had Operation Paperclip, because they were splicing. They were splicing particles and freezing particles using magnets and pressure and vacuums and all kinds of wonderful things. No, they were doing it. We just stole them. And that's how we got the technology. So anything in the United States came from the Nazis. Well, came from scientists that are Scandinavian and European, Northern.
Warner von Braun.
Yeah.
All the Nazi scientists brought over from NASA and university. Yeah. But yeah, that was all up my alley, man. Giant supermen that, Adolf might have met. That is Overlord meets Brightburn 101. And then they were showing, Middle Earth and entrances to Agartha, land beyond the poles that people are talking about. I'm all for it, man. Admiral Byrd, he found, luscious jungles and mammoths and an alien race beyond the poles. So definitely that's what Antarctica is. That's what the Nazis were after. That's what World War II covers up. It's all very, very interesting.
Yeah. Well, Antarctica, it's not a theory. This is a fact. So I always tell people facts. Here's a fact about Antarctica. It's a landmass, and it's got ice on it. And what made that landmass is called a volcano. There's volcanoes in Antarctica. And even though they're dormant, they get covered by ice, whatever. But there's still spots like ours up here in the United States. We have our big old caldera up there. It's a Yellowstone. So basically, you got Yellowstone type things up there in Antarctica. We're talking warm water, plants can grow, trees can grow, animals can grow within there. They've found all this. And you don't need to know if it's true or not, because you just need to know your thermodynamics and know that you have a volcano, you've got a hot ground, and then you've got warm water. And you have all these wonderful things that like to hang around volcano areas. So although areas are covered in ice, there are, in fact, and it's a fact, outcrops in Antarctica. When I worked for the Museum of Flight, NASA used to train, we in the comic book, guys, train astronauts, and it makes sense logically, in Antarctica, in the dry, arid areas where there's no snow. There's some spots in areas in Antarctica where there's no snow, and they would train them there. It's up to you on that one. But yeah, so that makes sense that there would be tropical spots. 100% fact. Volcanisms. Yes.
That's why they talk about it in Godzilla. You know, that's where Mothra is, of course, Antarctica. It's interesting stuff.
Yeah. Plausible.
I think so.
100% plausible with a plus on it.
That's what Hitler was after, you know? He met Superman, you know, so he was trying to create that from humans. Like, that's some far out crap, but wow.
I mean, even if you were a roaming hominid or you're whatever you want to call, you're an early human in antiquity, and you made your way to Antarctica and you were crossing it, you don't think of shapes when you're like that. You find a tropical belt, you stay there, you procreate, you have children have children. You could have an entire civilization isolated off from everyone else in Antarctica. Easily.
Now, we know this story. This is I played this a long time ago on one of my news shows about one of the first Men in Black was actually considered up in Seattle for the hold on. Let me get the exact name for it again. The Mary Island incident, where one of the first seen UFOs for Washington, and the story goes with Men in Black. So I thought, well, I'll play this. You know, because we just played a heavy video. It might not be some people might not like it, but
I think the butt slap was heavier than the Hitler's.
Do you like unsolved mysteries? Maybe a government cover-up with an FBI agent relentlessly seeking the truth. And maybe it's a Cold War story, and it goes all the way to the top. Maybe all the way to J. Edgar Hoover himself. And what if all of that not only actually happened, but happened in connection with an infamous UFO sighting over Puget Sound?
Oh, yeah.
This is Des Moines, Washington, in Seattle's South Side. A small town with some very big stories.
That's where I live.
When I heard this story, I just had to know more. And I think you'll feel the same way. Come on. The Maury Island Incident Mural isn't just a most excellent spot for a selfie. It's a Des Moines launch pad for the true story that envelops what some say is the most incredible UFO tale in history. It's June 21, 1947.
Oh, yeah.
When Tacoma resident Harold Dahl and his son Charles and the family dog Sparky picked up two crewmen on the docks in Tacoma, and they headed out towards Maury Island on Harold's boat, the North Queen.
You know what's funny? They always talk about Roswell and stuff.
Yeah.
They never talk about this almost at all. And I don't know why.
Harold sees 6 huge flying discs in the sky, 100 feet across, hollow, shaped like donuts. One of them seems to be failing. It's lower than the others. There's an explosion and all kinds of debris. It's molten like lava. It's referred to by some as slag. The dog Sparky is hit and killed. The North Queen is damaged. Some slag burns Charles on his arm. They're so frightened that they run the boat aground on the nearest land, the beach on Maury Island, and they hide from the raining fire beneath some cliffs until the saucers go away. But none of that is the weird part, because on the very next day, a man in black confronts Harold. The man in black told Harold that he knew what Harold had seen the day before in the water, and the man in black warned Harold not to tell anyone, or bad things might happen. Harold's account is our first modern reference to the Men in Black.
The first modern reference to Men in Black. And they never mentioned it, that it happened in Des Moines, Washington. Des Moines basically is a suburb of Seattle, people.
That's where Eric lives, or lives. I live. Eric lives there. I don't live there now, but I've lived there for years. I got my house, my whole thing. I woke up in with this phenomenon called the Mandela effect in this town of Des Moines. My house was there. So, and I saw, Eric, tons of weird shit in the sky over the fucking Puget Sound. Oh my, I saw a big burning fire, like it smokeless, burning, and I had a witness with me. I'm like, oh God. Anyway.
Eric, where you walk with your dog, what? So that's like right up there on the hill, basically, because you approach from the land.
That's where I was. I was in that hill right there.
Wow, that's amazing, man. You should go back there, once a month at least and do some reporting, because you being so close, that is truly special, and that story is incredible. I would love to talk to some divers, search the whole area and see if you could find it. I'm sure it's been, scavenged and ravaged since.
Yeah, a lot of divers out there.
Very interesting.
See that bridge? I'm actually
to the pup.
That bridge right there. I'm actually going to be there this Saturday because that's where they do.
It's the fish off.
They start back up tomorrow. The farmers market. They actually do the farmers market right there, and it starts up this Saturday.
The X-Files, Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. Yep, the Maury Island incident is where that all started, right here. But none of that is the weird part. J. Edgar Hoover is competing with the Army over jurisdiction to investigate the saucer sightings. They wanted to know what people were seeing because they wanted to know if maybe the Soviets were overflying our country. The Army assigns 2 intelligence officers, former World War II pilots, to investigate Maury Island, Captain William Davidson and Lieutenant Frank Brown. On July 31st, 1947, the 2 intelligence officers actually fly to McCord Field in Tacoma in an Army surplus B-25 bomber that they pilot. But by this time, over a month later, just like the man in black had warned, bad things had happened to Harold. The 2 intelligence officers, they take samples of the slag, manifest it as top secret cargo, and store it inside the bomber's navigator's kit. Tragically, Captain Davidson and Lieutenant Brown perish when the B-25 spontaneously and inexplicably catches fire less than 1 hour into the flight. Now here is where it gets twisted. Harold is so upset about all the bad things that have happened, he decides he's going to make up a new story. He's going to tell the whole world that he made the whole thing up. That he's the biggest liar that ever lived. Because he'd rather be known as a liar than face more ridicule. That's the story. Don't know what to believe? Come to Des Moines and see for yourself.
First record of Men in Black, trying to manipulate you, trying to say they're going to call you a drunk. I mean, and there's all these stories all around the world about people showing up. And there was that story in Australia about their famous UFO sighting. I had the video somewhere where they told the teacher that if you repeat any of this, we're gonna probably let the school know you're drunk, and he wasn't, to get him fired, to make him lose his job. People get threatened all the time with this stuff.
Fuck yeah, they
Happens
do.
everywhere.
Yeah, they do. Man, I'm homesick. You bastard. I used to go crabbing off that pier. I used to kayak in the Puget Sound. I had I had 2 kayaks. Be out in the Sound, and you always seen weird things. Now, I always debunked it. I have no choice because where I remember, the planes would fly over the Puget Sound if they were low fuel or if they have something wrong. It's a safe place they could sully it right into the water and be safe. And they flew over the freeways the same way. But so I would look out at the Puget Sound because there's a lot of UFOs up there, a lot of weird things over the Puget Sound. We were right there. I had a straight view of it. Eric has a I don't give Eric's location. He has a hillside view, all the Puget Sound. The sky, everything. Like bastard.
Wow. So you could see Mount Rainier and the Puget Sound.
Oh, Mount Rainier. Oh, my God. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, here's the thing about it. Now, this is important. Let me tell you guys about some debunking and some science about what's unusual about Des Moines. The reason why I like Des Moines so much is because they've got colleges there, and they're big on geology because there's massive fault lines. There's massive fault lines all over Des Moines, like everywhere. There's slip faults. This fault. There's earthquakes all the time. There's faults in the Puget Sound, and so here's where all the Project Blue Book people, coming in going, well, you've got a geologically active slip fault, which creates a static above the water. You have these balls of light. And so it's always, and I would learn that in a university in the town, that those balls of light are from slip faults and from, the subduction zone, the one to do the Fuca plate. I go, wow, really? They look intelligent. But so there's a history of it there, and there's a lot of excuses of what those balls of lights are because of the faults. It's
That's
great place
amazing.
to live.
I never even thought about the faults kind of affecting the water and stuff. And I'm sure there's Puget Sound, creatures down there that, the fault opens up a certain way, and boom, a new species is free to.
There was a shark.
Diverse.
There was even a shark. I come across a shark, and I go, a shark in the Puget Sound? A big-ass shark.
Wow.
Yeah. I killed it, and I ate its fin.
How far are you from Humboldt right now?
Oh, me? Oh, it's right up the road.
You should link up with Brown Dwarf. He's been going on a lot of Sasquatch hikes, and, he's all about, exploring the mind and everything else.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a couple of people up north. They've got a cousin up north. And then Eric's really up north. There's a whole track of cool people going that way. I might make my way up there eventually, yeah.
This is the trail. Doggone, that's overlooked that part of the ocean where all those ships are supposed to be seen.
Yeah. Wow. They're caused by slip faults. They're just slip faults, guys. It's a buildup of static electricity.
See, Eric, you should do something like really professional with this, like do some history, find some newspaper articles, link up with a local filmmaker or something. You talk about it, you interview some, local witnesses or relatives of witnesses. It could be really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It could be a big banger. Like, that could be your film, honestly. I see it. I can see it. You're there,
Yeah, and it's unusual. There are a lot of Bigfoot, not in Des Moines, but out up towards Rainier and stuff. There's a lot of Bigfoot around the volcanic areas. It just seems weird, almost like that. If there's a slip fault, again, with Connor's idea that there's a underground cavern, well, yeah, you would have that. If you've got fault lines, which is cracks in the ground, slip faults, and it would create an entirely new erosion process in those areas because there's two different masses of slipped itself. So two different types of rock are on top of each other, and they're eroding each other faster. So there's more tunnels around volcanic areas, and of course the old tubes. But yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that, and then whatever's living inside of those,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of slip faults in where you guys are at up there in the East Coast. Yeah, a lot of slip faults.
I'm just still blown away that the first Men in Black incident happened right in your guys' backyard.
Yeah,
that's pretty rad.
Here's a picture of me in kayak right there.
Yeah,
that's the city behind me.
Dang.
Go behind me right there.
Bring back the Sonics. That's really cool. So there's definitely shark in those water. And you guys ever see whale out there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Puget Sound's ocean water.
It's killer whales. But they're killer.
I want to see a whale in the wild. I've been to SeaWorld and stuff, but I want to see a whale in the wild. I've seen shark, seen big eel, I want to see a whale.
That's
A whale and a rhesus monkey.
Yes.
That's a good picture of that trail where you can see the open ocean where those ships are supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That looks like a perfect smoke spot.
Yeah. It's right down the road from where I lived. I mean, I walked down there where he's talking. I walked from my house down there. He's just in fact, I filmed a lot of it, that whole area, my early videos, the whole area. It's so geologically cool down there.
Eric, you should bring the ghost box down there. You should get some dowsing rods. You know, find a psychic medium, you know, in Seattle, even if you got to pay her like $25, you know, come meet you there. Like, it could be very rad.
And then the only thing is you got to wear shoes on these oceans because there are some sharp-ass rocks down there.
Yeah, glass.
Sharp glass. I mean,
sea glass.
Up your feet up.
Yeah, sea glass. They try to keep all that stuff out of there. It's better when I was there. It was not so bad. Sea glass.
I was trying to see if I had a picture with the Mount Rainier behind me because Mount Rainier is right there. I mean, it's
God.
You are.
Didn't Top Gun Maverick film like in the Olympic mountain range? I'm pretty sure that's what I read. I just didn't know if you knew yet.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, but Top Gun was just so dope. My I did a review on Letterboxd. Let me read it real quick. You know, what I do these reviews, you know, to review it, but also to promote the YouTube, of course. But it got 415 likes. I said one of the best experiences I've ever had in a theater.
Look at my hair.
The action was unreal. I cared deeply for the characters, and it was hilarious. Some of the most tense, edge-of-the-seat moments. Don't think, just do. The dogfight football scene was paradise. See it on a big screen. Epic. And then, 415 likes on Letterboxd. So that kind of went like viral. Then my most recent movie I watched was Frogs, 1972.
Oh, God. Yes.
Did you see that back in the day?
I think I remember Frogs.
It was filmed right around here at Eden's Gardens State Park, and I haven't been there yet. It's like right above, I don't know, it's like an hour and a half west of me. And I got to check it out. The giant white mansion, and it's all swampland, but somehow these like poisonous or venomous toads and frogs get out, and then they make the whole wildlife tweak out. So there's rattlesnakes, cottonmouth, alligator, and it's 1972. So there's one scene that the guy's rolling with an alligator, and you can see the tape around.
Top Gun. Look at me.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, man.
I was the original Top Gun. You guys didn't know that.
Wow.
Have you guys seen the Blue Angels before? Have you ever seen them perform?
I've met them.
Yeah, we used to go in California, Fresno. We used to go to the Lamar military base, and they did Blue Angels every year.
I love watching them too. I watched them in Cleveland.
At the Museum of Flight, that's where they are. I brought them in. We met them. They park right at the museum, like right. So I had the Blue Angels like in front of me, the actual jet. And then the other guys, they got to go inside. We had a briefing room for them and everything. All the pilots, they come through the museum.
So the Blue Angels guys are the same guys as the Top Gun, right?
Well, I don't know about the current Top Gun. I don't know if they're the same guys. I don't know the literature on that at all. I mean, I know they rotate them out. They rotate them. Even at one time, they even cut the funding to Blue Angels. They cut all the funding, and they didn't fly almost 2 years one time. They cut the funding. But they're back now.
I got to ask everybody in the chat. Do you guys want to see the most craziest picture of Dr. Wu?
Oh, no.
Have you guys seen the Goodyear blimp before?
Wait, hold up. Wait, what was the question?
Have you guys seen the Goodyear blimp before?
Yeah, the old one. Has it changed?
Ooh. No, I'm just not because I grew up seeing the Blue Angels and the Goodyear blimp in Cleveland all the time. I didn't know if there was different groups of even these Blue Angels. Like I didn't know if you guys knew the Blue Angels or your guys were something different. It's good to know. So
we got a couple.
But Goodyear blimp, originated in Akron, Ohio. So that's definitely an Ohio thing. But if you guys seen it too, then that's pretty cool. There's only like 12 left in the world. Well, in
All
the
right,
known
people,
world.
get ready.
Oh,
Get ready for the craziest picture of Dr. Wu, because 2 people said yes.
Oh,
Dr. Wu.
Oh.
That's Dr. Wu taking a seaweed bath.
Yes.
Extra healthy.
That was Ireland. That was me
Bob, tell us,
in Ireland.
What's the theory behind taking a seaweed bath?
Oh, fuck, man. High oxygen. High oxygen. You don't have to go do a Kardashian and have your blood removed and put it back on your face all squirted like. Nah, man. These are high oxygen. Lots of antioxidants. And it pulls all the poisons out of you. It's natural.
Like the beginning, yeah.
And when you go, it's funny because you take your glasses off. If you wear glasses and you go under the tub, you're supposed to stay in there for like long as you can, and come back out and have your eyes open. Remember, have your eyes open. Don't close them. You come back out, you could see. I swear to God on my life, it's like you don't need glasses for a short period of time. It makes like a glaze, like contacts, like contact lenses, and it gives you extra sight. So I got out of the seaweed after that, and I'm with some people. I'm like, they're like, you need your glasses? I go, I don't need nothing, man. I can see miles.
But I just love your expression. You're just like,
oh God,
going with it. You're just like, you're melted away with the. You're like, this feels good.
It is the best feeling you will ever have in your life.
Chris Hurley is here.
Yes, the walking legend.
Welcome, Chris.
But Dr. Wu, that gives insight because you felt so good that you could see without glasses.
Oh.
Imagine these cryptids and these elementals and just Bigfoot, using all the vegetation out there and definitely the seaweed out there.
Yeah.
It heightened senses 1,000,000%. You felt it right there. Like,
yeah.
Mind blowing.
I mean, because I got astigmatism. I've got weird eyes. I go to the doctors. The doctor's like, we can't make you contact lenses. You got astigmatism, weird eyes. They're football shapes, so that we don't make. So anyway, I have no choice to always wear glasses. So to go into that seaweed and lay there and do what they told me, stay under for a while, then come out and walk around for like an hour to hour and a half with no glasses, see everything.
That's crazy.
Oh,
that's amazing that your body can do that. That was probably really cool to know that the capability is there. You're not
there.
It's not absent, and that provides that shows me that everything I need is there, and everything everybody needs is already there.
It's already there. We just lost that technology. I mean,
crazy.
People laying in sea with bad eyes. These old people have bad eyes. Lay them in seaweed. They all can walk around and see for about an hour and a half.
I always thought these statues here were awesome because there's a unicorn.
Oh yeah,
unicorn.
Yeah, that's the biggest mall. That's the biggest mall in England, and I lived down the road from it.
Wow.
In Manchester, yeah. The whole building is built not Gothic. It's built in classics with Zeus and all the gods, and that's a unicorn.
Unicorn.
Yeah. I don't want to ruin the show. For me,
from the old world, it's probably before the mud flood, and they're doing it as tribute.
And then there's the gargoyle, and then you go inside. It's huge, and you've got like classics women statues, topless. Like you would see in Rome, in early Roman architecture. Oh God, dude, it's amazing, huge. It's too big for the town it's in. It don't make sense.
Here's my son getting ready for the end of the world.
What's this?
That's Oliver. That's Oliver in his gas mask. Getting ready for the end of the world.
He's prepared.
Yeah, I hope he still has it because times are coming soon.
Yes. Lots of beans and rice. Hopefully, he's got to be. Eric, could he eat beans and rice yet, or is it just strictly pizza still? Is he outside of pizza?
Yeah, mostly pizza.
Mostly pizza. Okay. Well,
chicken.
At the end of the world, we'll make pizza.
He likes his chicken.
There we go. We'll grow chickens at the end of the world for him, and make bread, and then add sauces and vegetables and fruits, and we'll make it. We'll call it pizza. Anything else weird up there, Eric?
I had. Oh, God, I can't find it.
Oh.
It was God, where is it?
Donnie Miller popped on Matt's show tonight, and
yeah,
of course, was blowing everybody's minds with great information. I love hanging out with Donnie.
Awesome.
He has the goat farm, man.
Yeah, my cousin has a goat farm. Yeah, hell yeah.
You can learn stuff from those creatures.
This ain't weird, but if people want to see a picture of the real 80s, I'm telling you, this is the real 80s right here.
What do you got?
Right there, Bob. That's the real 80s.
Oh my God.
Big ass VFW. That's me right there. That's where we lived.
Yeah.
All our doors was all crumbling. We didn't live in no big house.
Yeah. It's from the sun. We had an old yellow sun that was very, very hot.
That's crazy. It kind of puts in perspective like how different age you guys are.
Oh yeah.
Because you guys could be 30 years apart, or you could be 3 years apart. You know how men are. Like it depends if Eric shaved or if you showered. Like it's different,
Yeah. Shower? Who does that? That's overrated. We got oils for that.
Like I'm 29, and I feel like I look like definitely like someone in college. You know?
Yeah. Oh, easily.
But then I probably could look 40 too. For some people, if I put my face or something.
No, you could be a teenager on Stranger Things.
Here's Happy Bob.
There's some teenagers older than me on that show.
So Bob, who spray painted that word hoax on the behind you in that picture?
This is a picture of me taking. This is the locals. So this is in England, and they know in England. They know, guys. They have a different take on things because you got to remember they're more atheist prone, and they should be because think about it. It's corruption over there. Religion is like crazy, bad. Anyway, so a lot of things and everything they spray paint hoax. They've got weird like chef, like certain codes they spray paint underneath, like not like American Graffiti where they have the oversized balloon looking thing. No, they just do words. Was it wake up and think? Was it one? The famous one where it's like don't fall asleep. I go, oh wow, oh this is out of a movie. This is what was it? Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah, or they
don't
live.
fall asleep.
This is when I got molested by Bigfoot.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, you like
the rumors are true. We've got direct evidence of Eric being taken care of by Bigfoot.
Bring back the Seattle Sonics for Eric.
I know.
I really do hope they're bringing back a Seattle team in 2024 to Seattle and Vegas. So I just hope they bring back the Sonics, or they just call them the Seattle Squatches.
No,
I think that would be so rad.
When the basketball team comes back, it's going to be called the Sonics because when they made that deal to allow Sonics to leave to Oklahoma, they didn't get to keep the name. So Seattle owns that name when they ever get a team back.
Good.
Wow. Too many teams moving to different places. I'm still having a hard time. I got back from England, and I'm like excited about seeing some Raiders. And they're like, where's Raiders at now? Wait, they're in where? Wait, what?
Vegas, baby. They're all about the money. Now that Vegas is allowed to have pro sports teams, they're opening up all of them.
I was like, Vegas? Didn't they take the Sonics?
And a lot of Raiders players got arrested this year because they They weren't ready for the change.
No.
I can see that.
Henry Ruggs is one of them. You know, he killed multiple people.
Wow.
Or he killed one person and a dog. He basically killed himself.
I wonder if Vegas is what we're going to buy next. A hockey team? Oh, they have a hockey team.
They already have it, yeah.
Oh, God.
The hockey team went to the Stanley Cup in the very first year of the expansion. And there's a documentary about it. And I made a review for that one, too. And my review is pretty funny. I'm like, I was not expecting to be crying during a hockey documentary. But it's beautiful because it's like it was during, when those people got killed during the country concert. That was right after, like, the hockey season happened right after that. But that's a whole nother thing, How did Homeboy bring a duffel bag and not get caught? How do we not got any answers for that? Man, why is there all these, really bad tragedies when there's something really big about to be uncovered, on the other side, on the politics? It's crazy. The same people that killed Paul Walker are behind it all. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow.
It's effed up, man. But
I want to go see Vegas. I want to go to Vegas now. What does it look like now, man? I mean, it's crazy. Because when I was in the military, people from Vegas got along with people from California because they're right there. And people from New York got along with people from Vegas. Vegas people get along with everybody, which is weird. People that are from Vegas, they're all like just almost gangster.
You're like, where are you from? They're like Paris, Vegas.
Paris, Vegas. Yeah, always some weird thing from Vegas, man.
Kick me in the balls for $25, baby.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to Vegas in July. But the tickets, the flight tickets from Seattle to Vegas is only like $50.
Fuck, man.
Going to Vegas is cheap, actually, from here.
Where are you going to stay? At the Bellagio?
I'll leave that up to the wife. I'll leave it up to her.
Vegas. I love Vegas. Just outside of Barstow, and the bats came.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Here's a young picture of me. If people are curious to see me with hair.
Oh my God, that's back when you were grunge.
I'm gonna start looking up flights to Seattle. Eric, would you be able to host me for a few days if I did fly out one day?
Of course.
Heck yeah. Yeah, all I need is honestly nothing. Like I can sleep on the ground with no blanket, no pillow. So I don't need anything. And I could sleep outside. Same thing, just not in the rain. I'd sleep in my car. I wouldn't have a car. Yeah, could you pick me up?
There's a whole lot of camps, man. When the cool thing about being homeless in Washington, Eric and I both have a go anywhere card in any campsite for free.
And
so
I walk in with a bag of jerky too. I feel like I'd be accepted.
That's me and he's retired, but that's Doug Baldwin. That's me and Doug Baldwin.
Oh,
that's awesome. That's so rad. He's really small.
He is. He's not that big. I'm bigger than him.
He got open.
Eric and him go way back. Eric, you should just lie about this picture. You're like, oh man, this is at my wedding. he ran off the field to go to my wedding during the game. Then he ran back on the field. Yeah.
Bob, I'm sure most people don't even know who Doug Baldwin is.
Oh God. Well, they got rid of Russell, so Wait, where's Russell going? Is he
Mariners games? You guys? Like Ken Griffey Jr. or were you guys not there during Griffey?
No, we saw Ken Griffey Jr.'s last season here in Seattle. We watched him.
Wow, that's incredible.
Bob, you were married then, and I made a joke that your wife said that she was looking at his butt.
Yeah, because he was making commercials too, all over Washington, like TV commercials for like some store or some shit too.
What
Yeah.
about Ichiro? His 2001 season.
Ichiro.
Like that was awesome. I got to see him when he came to Cleveland, and that was amazing, man. He's one of the greatest baseball players to ever play. And
Technically,
it was amazing.
Technically, Bob and I saw Dan Marino's last win game. He played up here in the playoff. He beat us, but then the next game he lost. So we could technically say we saw Dan Marino's last game he ever won.
A lot of
you have a ticket stub?
No, but I wish.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever get to see Michael Jordan play?
Oh,
No.
No, I didn't. I didn't watch. Eric watched basketball. I didn't watch basketball.
No, I saw the the Rain Man. Gary Payton. That.
Oh yeah, the glove.
The
glove.
glove with the Rain Man.
Who's the Rain Man? Not Sean Kemp, right?
Sean Kemp. Yeah, before he went to Cleveland.
Oh wow, yeah. Sean Kemp was one of my favorite players.
So,
oh man.
So I got to see that team before they dismantled them.
God.
You don't think you ever got to see Jordan? Like you never got to see against the Bulls, though?
I never got to see Jordan.
I got to see him play for the Wizards, and then of course I saw LeBron play, hundreds of times, and then I've seen Kobe Bryant play.
The thing is, when Jordan was in his heyday, we were living in Fresno, California. In Fresno, we didn't have a basketball team, a professional team.
No.
Right.
No. Well, the cool thing about when we went to Seattle, we went to the heart of it. Like we went there because the grunge, the music, the scenes, the people. I just got out of the Navy. I was fresh out, just got married. Eric was a kid. He's like, where are you going? Eric's like, we're going to Seattle. I go, what's up with Seattle? And I heard all the music. I love the music. Eric's like, we're going there because of the music, the scene. Everybody's hiring. It's hardly anybody there. It was a badass place of the day. All the venues are sold out. Grunge music. Nobody was fighting with each other as much. Everyone's just mostly sleeping because they're on heroin. Laying on. But it was a massive grunge scene all over Seattle. It's like being in the
Nirvana.
It's like the 60s, Eric. It's like being in Woodstock in the 60s.
No, I never got to see Nirvana, but I got to see Soundgarden and stuff.
Saw Soundgarden, yeah.
Very cool.
Dude, I seen Soundgarden when they opened up for Danzig before they became bigger.
Saw Danzig. And what's that other guy? He's got long, straight black hair. What the fuck was his name?
Danzig had long, straight black hair.
Well, at that time everybody had straight black hair, so I can't even. Oh God, I can't remember his name. Never mind.
James Addiction. No, his one.
We saw him several times. Yeah. Oh God.
Oh yeah, him and when he was with Porno for Pyros.
Porno for Pyro. Porno for Pyro. Oh my God. We were like, Eric. I feel like if I could die tomorrow, we lived through the grunge heyday in Seattle, like the biggest scene. Now everything's dead. Now we're on flat rewind or whatever you want to call it. Everything's done. We're in the great stall. As we
saw the presidents of the United States playing at a small club and
Stone Temple Pilots.
Nice.
Oh,
there's a good Stone Temple Pilots movie, man. You guys should watch it.
We should. What's his other guy's name? He died of. I would say he died of heroin, but you guys are like, which one? Oh,
Blind Melon.
Died of heroin. No, he's good too, though.
Oh, you're talking about the ska band.
Spoon Man. Spoon Man.
No, Spoon Man. No, that's Soundgarden.
No, God damn it! I'm the man in the box, buried.
Alice in Chains.
In my shit.
Alice in Chains.
Yes, Alice in Chains. He was a god. That singer, man. He lived up in the district up there, like right below First. Anyway, I can't. Eric, you know what I'm talking. He used to live up in that weird. It's gay. It's kind of people that are gay there. It's no offense to people over there. Straight people live there too. He lived up there.
A lot of gays.
Well, they're all cool.
Capitol Hill.
Capitol Hill.
For sure. Yes. That's where you want to go trick or treating.
Yes. He lived in Capitol Hill because Capitol Hill was crazy cool. People of all, sexuality. Mostly people that are gay were comfortable living there, but straight people went there too. Everybody hung out at Capitol Hill, man. They used to have block parties. They'd shut off all the street. Oh, they used to have you take the ball and you hit each other with it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Tournaments.
Dodgeball?
Dodgeball, yes.
Yeah.
Whole like apartments. Everyone was like, it's the 90s or late after the 90s, whatever. Everyone's all living in apartments, living that lifestyle, that grunge lifestyle, coming down, looking with, thermos underneath the flannels and playing dodgeball tournaments all through these blocks. I go, that's life, man. That's when life was fun.
Yep.
When you can have a dodgeball game with the next street over, your little area. Everyone likes each other.
Yeah.
But they figured it out because those outside barbecues. They would have street parties. Man, whew.
What's sad is those clubs aren't there no more. The city transformed itself into a tech city. It's become Amazon, Microsoft. The tech took over. I mean, it took over. There's almost no clubs for bands to play anymore because they couldn't survive and afford it. It's so sad. It's weird now. I mean, there used to be a time where you go downtown, you pay one price to go to 9 clubs.
Yes.
One price, 9 clubs.
All the
there's
clubs.
Always bands that they're playing in each of these clubs. So you get one stamp for all clubs. So you just jump ship. But that's all gone. There is no more 9 clubs. There's no more.
And the city was smart. And they had free buses at night because people are drunk. They don't want them driving. So it was a brilliant idea. And they went to the venues. So you got drunk people on buses and nobody's getting hurt. And so you can go to, hey, man, I heard Soundgarden's playing down at fucking Nirvana's. All the grunge music, everyone from everywhere is playing all these. Catch the bus on this street. We'll walk down 2 blocks. We'll stop at this bar. And then we'll go see them. All the bands, man. I miss it so much. Oh, God.
Now it's Alexa, call the Uber. Drop me off away from the homeless people.
So sad, man. So sad.
They had a club called the Crocodile Club. And if you got lucky, sometimes out of nowhere, the guitar player from Alice in Chains would be playing with Sammy Hagar in the, because they all match. I mean, you think bands are all so far apart in music, but they weren't. They would jam together. They would Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder used to sneak down there to Crocodile and just jump on stage with bands and play acoustic because everybody was friends and family.
Yeah.
So when you went to these clubs, you never knew he was going to show up.
Yeah.
Even before Foo Fighters became Foo Fighters, when he became where he wins all the awards because he's a safe bet now. Before he was the safe bet, Grawl used to just show up in these clubs too, and these all play. It was
you would be sitting there.
No more.
You would just listen to somebody with a crazy ass name, and they'd be up there just rocking some grunge, crazy music, man. Everyone's just like, and then all of a sudden you just see, is that Eddie Vedder?
Exactly.
Eddie Vedder's on fucking stage.
Exactly. Up
Eddie
here
Vedder's
was
on stage, man.
It was like the Sunset Strip in the 80s.
Yeah,
and
it's not packed.
Up here. It was especially like that up here in the 90s with it.
It wasn't packed. Yeah, some local band, playing their music, just having a good time. It's not a quiet house. The music's loud. We're all drinking beers. Some local band. Here comes Eddie Vedder. Can I have a guitar or whatever? He just gets up there and starts fucking singing. I'm like, oh wow.
But now if he does that, you got to pay $200 for a ticket.
And every band in Seattle knew how to play all Eddie Vedder's music. They knew everybody else's music. So if Eddie Vedder walked up on stage and said, "Hey man, what do you guys want to play?" Inevitably he'll be singing his fucking like. It sounds just like you're at their concert because Eddie Vedder's on the fucking stage. Like, wow.
And you know what house all these bands used to party in? Everybody would guess what kind of band like all these grunge bands partied in. They all party with the band Heart, the Sisters.
Cool,
they would
yeah.
all hang out at the Heart. I forgot the Heart, the two sisters' names, but they would have parties with all the grunge bands. You're thinking Heart and grunge because all grunge bands respected Heart because Heart came from the 70s and 80s.
I love Heart
and stuff, and
I love Heart.
Bands have respect.
Fleetwood
Jimi Hendrix
Mac
is a god up here because Jimi Hendrix is from Seattle, and they all treat everybody like gods. I mean, the music, the music was sacred up here at one time.
And I told everybody my story because I worked at Fort Lewis Historical Museum, and I have access to all the historical documents. And he was there. He was there. Oh my God, Jimi Hendrix, his fucking records. Oh my! I read everything about him, dude. Flipping pages, his dental records. True story in his paperwork. They had he was kicked out of the army because he would play all night, and he would get up in the morning and he would go to muster and he'd be half asleep. And there was complaint. He's going to fucking he's getting in trouble. He's showing up. They tested him. They don't have a test for marijuana yet. You understand that? There's no test for marijuana at that time, but they have high alcohol problems. Eventually they kicked him out. But I'm like reading his whole history. He's explaining to him that he's working at night. He plays venues around the area. He's still in the army. Understand, people? He's in the army. God damn.
And people forget Queensright's from Seattle.
Queensright, yes. The straight black hair guy, yes. Queensright, yes. That's the guy I was talking about.
I mean, man, those times are over.
Yeah, also Bruce Lee, right? Bruce Lee's here too.
Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee are buried up here in the same cemetery as Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, because people get drunk on his grave. Yeah, people go up to their graves. They do like martial arts.
And then a lot of people don't know that Seattle credits Mother Love Bone as one of the godfathers of grunge.
Yes. Oh,
Mother Love Bone.
Yes, and another band. I'm trying to think who they are.
Well, you had Dead Cat for Cuties is Seattle.
Yeah, Dead Cat for Cutie fucking rocks Seattle.
A good punk band, MXPX.
Yes. Oh.
What about Macklemore?
Macklemore.
Yeah, he's from up here. Yeah. Macklemore and Russell Wilson owns a small percentage of Sounders.
Macklemore was
Sounders?
The soccer team, Sounders.
Oh, nice. What were you about to say about Macklemore?
He was so cool. He would go to the hospitals and visit kids, like kids of different, like if they were dying or their dead, make a wish, whatever. Macklemore was all up in that. He was like helping out everybody. He was like, he actually shopped at like secondhand stores. He rode a scooter. He had a buddy they in the band together. He lived Seattle. It was like he was from there. He was like an inspiration for a lot of people there, and especially with the rap industry. He was cool, man. And he just kind of like dwindled away. What happened?
Yeah, Mudhoney, Screaming Trees, and you had the other famous rapper guy, the guy. You Got Back. What? Or You Got Buck? Whatever. Yes, he's huge in the community up here.
There's a new rapper called Little Mozzie. He's pretty dope. I don't know if you guys ever like heard your kid talking about him or something.
Did he sing that cowboy song or something like that? Is that cowboy song? Okay.
No, that's Lil Nas X.
Okay, I don't know.
I know a lot of the names sound alike.
I don't know.
That's the cloning center. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac. They killed Bernie Mac because he didn't want to be cloned.
They probably did.
They did. Rest in peace.
Yeah, shit.
Well,
very sad.
We're actually at the end part of the show, but let's find out what Connor's got. I know we know what you're going on this weekend. You got anything going on for the last 2 days before the weekend, or you're taking off this Friday?
Yeah, I'm going Friday morning. And then, hopefully doing the glass bottom boat, making some videos, I'll go live or something. Tomorrow I'm working. Not sure if I'm training the new girl. So if you want to try to do 12 o'clock, my final shift in town, I have to muscle through it, and that would definitely help. But I'm just really looking forward to the weekend. It's well needed. I think everybody needs that escape from the normal world, and we can all find our paranormal and cryptid friends. And I'm just ready for a road trip, man. And I'm just super excited, and hope to meet some new friends too. Like, I'm just excited for all the people I know already. But man, you always get those surprises. And next week around this time, I'm going to have a whole new plate to talk about. But today was a great day, man. I got some color, got some awesome footage, looked for the Catman. That was definitely on my short-term bucket list. Once I saw that article, I was like, I need to do that. And I had to knock it out before the long trip, because who knows, Ocala Forest might eat me alive. So we got to record as much content as possible. So that way you guys can track down the mystery if anything ever goes question mark.
And then tomorrow, I already got the link up for tomorrow's show. It is actually at noon. Some of the videos I'm going to show tomorrow is the secrets of the Skinwalker Ranch.
Yes.
There's actually a famous Indian statue that's actually, they call them Parma's Bigfoot. So there's actually a famous Indian that's supposed to be 7 foot, and they should call him Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's some pretty interesting stuff. And then
that's kind of cool.
Large cat's eyes. There's a Mandela effect about large cat's eyes. So that's tomorrow at noon. So Bob, what do you got going on?
Nothing. I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out tomorrow. I don't know. Actually, don't have any idea what's going on tomorrow. I'll just come on and do my own little show. That's about it. That's it. That's it. I enjoy hanging out with you guys.
Well, guys, I'm going to end the show with my new ad that's coming out. So I played the beginning of the show. I'm going to end it tonight with that. So, guys, thank you guys for showing up. And then we'll see you guys, some of you tomorrow. See you guys when Connor shoots out all those videos of his adventure that's going on this weekend.
Nice.
Hopefully somebody will record a speech of his.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope someone records it for my channel, but I'm sure some people will film. Yeah, and they have a film crew coming to film it too. We had to agree for them to film, and some of the speakers didn't want them to film their speech, and I said, of course, because I'm not doing no PowerPoint. Like, a PowerPoint would be cheating for me. I could easily just put up the best pictures from my TikTok and talk everybody through that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get as high as possible and just go up there.
That's how I do it. Yeah, I do it like that too. I grab a case of beer, some weed. Okay, I'm set up with my weed and my beer. Mushrooms. First question. You got about 5 minutes before I start tripping.
Beyond that,
this will be a blast.
Guys, everybody, have a great night.